South Africa has a lot of political parties. 48 political parties contended in the last national election. Most of these parties are small and insignificant. Only 13 are represented in the South African Parliament. Now, some of these parties in South Africa are rather unusual and rather funny. Let's look at some of these strange parties. All these parties are real and stood for election in 2019. Firstly, the Dagga Party. For those of you who don't know, Dagga is the South African word for marijuana. Next is the Keep It Straight and Simple Party, or the KISS Party. Very interesting name. Then there's also the Republican Democrats Party, an interesting combination. Then we also have the Divided Party, rather unusual. And lastly, the All Things Are Possible Party. Very optimistic name. Anyway, back to the real reason I made this video. These are small parties that have interesting or good policies, but aren't well known. Firstly, the Cape Party. The Cape Party was founded in 2009. It only stands for election in the Western Cape, which is the only South African province that is not ruled by the ANC. The Western Cape is rather different from the rest of South Africa in many ways. The aim of the Cape Party is to have an independence referendum in the Western Cape. They then want to lead the majority of the Western Cape, Northern Cape, and several municipalities in the Eastern Cape to independence from South Africa, under the name the Republic of the Western Cape. It is not a highly successful party, and in the 2016 election it only obtained 4,473 votes. About 5,000 votes are needed for a seat in the provincial parliament. This means that they are likely to win a seat in the 2021 election. I am not saying that Cape independence would be a good idea, but it is a party with an interesting policy that is not well known around the country. Next is a newcomer to the political scene, the Capitalist Party of South Africa. Despite its generic name and strange logo, it has the potential to eventually challenge the DA for the business-based votes. The party's main selling points are a free market economy, capitalism, and classical liberalism. They started up in March of 2019 and received 15,915 votes. Although this was a poor showing, with a little more advertising they could challenge for a few seats in the national parliament in coming elections. Another party is the Green Party of South Africa. It forms part of the global Green Party movement, which focuses on environmental well-being and sustainability. They also only stand for election in the Western Cape municipal election. In 2016, they only received just over 2,600 votes. Let's hope they can gather a bit of momentum and one day become a nationwide party. The next one is a party that most South Africans probably would have heard of, the African Christian Democratic Party, or ACDP. They are obviously based on Christian values and are classified as a Christian centre-right party. They have solid values and managed to receive 4 seats in the national parliament. They formed part of a coalition with the DA and several smaller parties for several metros like Johannesburg, Tshwane, and Nelson Mandela Bay. The second last party I would like to mention is the United Democratic Movement. Their vote share has been declining steadily over the last few elections. They also entered coalition with the DA for the cities of Tshwane, but they only received 2 seats in the national parliament. They identify as a social democratic party, and they used to be very strong in the Eastern Cape, but have dwindled recently. I would like to see them grow to challenge the ANC for the socialist left-wing vote. Lastly, a worthy mention for Herman Mashaba's hotly anticipated new party. Although its name has not yet been confirmed, it is currently labelled as the People's Dialogue. It will stand for election for the first time in 2021. Herman Mashaba used to be the DA mayor of Johannesburg, but split because of allegedly policy altercations. Although it is still generally understood that the new party will work together with the DA through coalitions. They could be a worthy contender for the votes of the 12 million disgruntled eligible South Africans who chose not to vote in the 2019 general election. Thank you for watching this video, and if you have any video suggestions, please leave them in the comments below.